All right, welcome everyone to Over 40 Living Epic Lives Facebook group. Thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate you being here. And please let us know if you're watching live or on replay. So today we have our continuation of this new series I'm doing for the summer. It's called the Fresh Start Summer Series with Cheryl and Friends. So as you can see, we have a few people here up on the screen. These are just a few of the many experts that you're going to get to be entertained by, and they're going to give you so many cool tips and strategies. These are people that are being featured in TV and media right now. So we're so excited to have them come on board. So before we get started, I want to tell you a little backstory about myself. Some of you are new to this group and you may not have heard my story on how this group came to be. So my name is Cheryl and I'm an author, speaker, mindset coach, and aerialist, and I'm 53 years young. I have been a producer and host of a fitness TV show, founder of a 7-time award-winning boot camp, and founder of a wellness company. Throughout my life, I have endured everything from mental and physical abuse to being diagnosed with advanced arthritis, losing my career and long-term boyfriend, and more. Starting over in my 50s was one of the most unexpected challenges I've ever endured. And ironically, it has proven to be the best thing to ever happen to me. I specialize in helping women and entrepreneurs over 40 discover where their blocks are and how to rewrite their story and create the life of their dreams. The methodologies I teach are the very techniques I use to transform my life from feeling like my best years were over to finding my light, writing a book, starting 2 new businesses, and attracting the man of my dreams, and much more. So my point in telling you all of this is it's never too late to have your epic encore. So please make sure you stay tuned to the end because we do have a special treat for you. All right, so right now we've got Kristina Pernfors. She is an integrated style specialist, empowering your style from the way you look to the way you live. So today, Kristina is going to cover a few different things about herself, and one is how her visa changed the direction of her life. We're going to talk about mindset tips. We're going to talk about how to create a fresh look on a budget and how to match your look to your brand. She's going to talk to you about all of her extensive history in advertising. And she's also going to cover shopping with a conscience. All right, so again, please let us know if you're watching live or on replay. And if you would be so kind, while you're watching this, I hope this is only going to be about 30 minutes. And throughout this 30 minutes, please let us know one takeaway. Let us know how this is helping you. We appreciate any comments that you give us. All right, so welcome again, everyone. And so now I'd like to bring out our guest, Kristina. Come on out.
Hello.
Hey, hello, Kristina. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. I love this group. It's alive and everyone is engaged. I love it.
Yes, they are. They are so excited to have you here today. And so let's go ahead and hop on in. So can you tell us a little bit about your backstory? Tell us a little bit about your history, how you got to where you are today.
All right. So I'm originally from Sweden, born and raised. So I do have an accent. And sometimes I come up with my own words, just so you know. If I can't find one, I'll just make one up. I came to the US. I was transferred through my then career in advertising. And I moved to the US a month and a half before 9/11. So a crazy time for everyone, especially when you're the new kid in a new country on a new continent. So a few years, I had been in advertising many years, and I think it's just like the pandemic has started people kind of questioning the 9/11 definitely had the same effect. And after a few years in New York, I just felt like, you know what, advertising is not my contribution to the world. It's not what I want to do. But because I was a foreigner and my visa was tied to my employer, to my job, by resigning, I gave up my chance to be in the US and I wanted to stay. So I decided, you know what? The easiest way to get a visa is to go back to college. I was now 29 or so, 20, yeah, around 29, just before I turned 30. But I did, and just kind of pulling something out of the air. I didn't want to study any more marketing or advertising. I had done that too much. So I decided, you know what? Why not the interior design? That was my hobby. So that's what I did. And best decision, or one of the best decisions I ever did, because that started me a whole new career. Of course, it's tough starting over. I was in a very well-paid job.
Yes.
Dependent for all these years, and now I had to ask my new husband for money. That was really hard, but humbling. And also being that I was used to being the young kid on the block. Now I was turning 30 and I was with 19-year-olds. So it was great. It was great. And that then led to exploring more after many years in interior design. People started asking me, oh, can you fix me too? Now you fixed my house. Now I look so dowdy next to my house. It doesn't fit me, or I don't fit here. It's too pretty. So I took that to heart and kind of knew there was something there. There has to be a connection. There can't be a disconnect between the person and how you live. It all has to be in harmony. So that's when I certified to be an image consultant. So now I do both.
That is so wonderful. And as everyone can see, you are dressed so beautifully. I love your outfit, and I love what you've got going on behind you. Beautiful backdrop. Yes. Awesome. Okay, so we're coming out of this COVID crisis. We're like in California, we just got permission to take off masks finally. So now we're starting to get out of the pajama pants and the sweatpants. We're starting to get back to going to work out. We're starting to create new careers. A lot of people in this group are entrepreneurs, and they've created new industries, new careers, new jobs. And now they want their look to match their brand. So you've got experience in both brand development as well as the look, interior and on their clothing. So what are some tips that we could start off with? And also, times are a little different and maybe budgets are tight. So I love that you and I had talked about creating a new look on a budget. So how can we do that?
So first, absolutely, I'm going to answer all of that. And really the foundation of everything is that style is not a question of age, size, or budget. You can do style at any age, whatever size you are and whatever budget you're on. Style is a question of consistency, that you're showing up consistently in who you are, showing up as the same person, really showing people who you are, not varying from day to day. So the foundation for everything is really figuring out who you are. What do you want? What do you want to portray to the world? What is that first impression that you want to give? So that's always where I start with my clients. It's not a question of what's in fashion. It's a question of who you are. So really take a deep dive and kind of say, if I get to pick 3 adjectives that would describe me, what would those 3 adjectives be? Would it be youthful, active, and chic, or would it be casual, approachable? Whatever it is, come up with 3 adjectives that you think describes a little bit of who you are and your values. Or maybe it's something you strive. Maybe you're in a new career and you want to strive for something new. Then, of course, that should be an adjective that you want to attain. So that's really where we always start. Who are you? Who do you want to be? How do you want people to see you? And from there, you can sort of, through those eyes, look at everything in your closet when you have established, because we kind of tend to hold on to our clothes a lot. Mm-hmm. As we evolve, the things just keep hanging and we just keep moving, concentrating on another section. And most people around in the Western world only use about 20% of what's in their closet.
I believe it.
Taking up expensive real estate. It's just hanging. So really going through your closet with a fresh outlook, like who is it I want to be? What is my new job? How do I want to re-enter the world? And another thing we have to do is try the clothes on. We can't judge it by just holding it up.
Yes.
Really try to see how you feel in it.
Yes.
So that's the way to start before we go out and start spending a bunch of money on new clothes and rack up credit card bills online. We have to see what we have, because most of it we haven't used for the last years.
Yes. So true. Okay, so once we look at our inventory of clothing in our closet, and we have figured out what our style, what our look is, what our 3 adjectives are, then what do we do with those clothes that are still in there? And I'm totally guilty of only using about 20%. And right during COVID, it was probably 10% and mostly pajamas, workout wear.
It's probably 3%.
Yeah.
Now, so here is a chance to really kind of start fresh. And I recommend my clients, especially if you live in an area that has different seasons, to kind of go through and do a little mini audit of your closet every season. That makes it so much easier. Then you don't have to, eat the whole elephant at once.
Yes.
Bite at a time. But go through, try it out. And the things that you don't think fit you or doesn't feel like you anymore, those you either give away to if they're in good condition. If they're in really good condition and you feel like, you know what, I could probably sell these at consignment. Either you have a consignment store in your town, or you can sell, there's a lot of online consignments new, like Poshmark and Mercandy and a lot of those. So super simple to start an account and just kind of go from there. So whatever you can sell it. Whatever you give away, let someone else love it. And some things we just have to throw out. The ones that we really love that has holes in it and, that have been worn and loved. Maybe they just need to.
Yes, so true. I want to remind everyone, if you are watching, please let us know if you're watching live or on replay, and let us know some takeaways as you are listening to us here. Let us know some things that are standing out that you're really, it's really vibing with you right now. Okay, so we did an inventory of our closet, and you mentioned consignment, which reminded me about the concept of shopping in thrift stores. So I saw that in your your talking points. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? I think it's such a great idea.
So, and often we need to kind of get some new things, or we want a little retail therapy. And shopping consignment stores is really a gold mine. It could be such a great way to get good pieces for a fraction of the cost, the retail cost. I often, I do personal shopping with clients, we often start at consignment stores because really, and another thing that I'm a huge proponent of when you go through your closet and anytime you buy something is alterations, because even though it might almost be there, it's not personally made just for you, but by using alterations, you get it to fit you perfectly, just like a glove. So with that in mind, shopping at consignments, even if it might be a little big or a little bit off, put a few extra bucks in it and have it altered. And all of a sudden you have a handmade or for you made piece that you're probably going to love for years and years. I will also say that the fashion industry is one of the biggest culprits to our environment because a lot of the production requires a lot of water.
Yes.
By shopping consignment, you're not just saving the wallet, but you're also doing something for our environment that I think we need to start thinking more of. And I'm happy to see that even a lot of the big brands like H&M and those, they're starting to think more conscientious about our environment, which they need to, because there's such big manufacturers and we can't just keep producing and producing. It's just not feasible.
Yes. Yeah. That's such a good, important point that you mentioned. A lot of people are not aware of what it takes to produce clothing. And yeah, that's really awesome. Thank you. Deborah is saying hello. Deborah Lee May. She says hello, and thank you so much for the tips so far. Okay, so let's talk about, let's say for the fellas that are in the group. So we don't have as many fellas as we do women, but we did have some men that did make some comments. And so what tips would you give for a man that would want to freshen up his look and is over 40 and perhaps wearing the same clothing for many, many years? And now I know it's probably similar to what you said earlier about women, but for the men, it's a little harder to get them to change their look. So what advice would you give them?
I do have male clients too. I do a few one-on-one. I have a few one-on-one clients that are men. And I would say one thing that's an eye opener for a lot of them too is using alteration. Because sometimes, you know, in order to buy a shirt, you need a certain size for the collar, might make it too big somewhere else. So alterations, really getting your shirts more fitted to fit you. Sometimes they're too long, just having them hemmed so they're a better fit is a great investment. So, and you know, pants, all of that, it's great to find a good seamstress for men as well. And I know, you know, you don't have as many chances to play with accessories as women do, but I do think there are some ways you can definitely do it in fall and winter. I would say, you know, scarves and belts and all that is a fun way. I think men have found the fun ways to wear socks. Fun socks out there is a big thing right now. And that's something you can sort of match maybe with a belt or with a shirt, something that you have, you just match the color of the socks. I think that's a little kind of just like a little visual cue that you put together.
Yes.
I do love too when men wear colored frames on their glasses. I think that's a really fun, funky way too. And of course, we can all have 10 pairs of glasses, but there are some good brands like Warby Parker out there now where the glasses only cost $95. So you can afford to buy maybe a few different ones to play around with. So I think it's a good way for men.
I love that. Those are great tips. Kat is on. She says, so true about using 20% of our clothes. And she says she does the same thing. Deborah says she loves the idea of consignment stores and she would have never thought about that.
Well, I'm so glad. New nugget.
Yes, everyone's loving that part right there. Okay, so give us, is there anything else that you want to talk about as far as branding? So again, circling back to the entrepreneurs that are in the group. So we do have quite a few authors that are in this group. Yep. So let's say they just published a book this year and they want to create a new look and a look that matches, you know, like you said earlier, the 3 adjectives. So what could they do to expand upon that?
Well, really taking a little deeper dive into who you are, who you want to be. What is your brand? Especially if you're going to go out, be more public with it, making sure that who you are or what you say, that your words are in sync with how you show up. Because, you know, first impressions they take less than 7 seconds to get. And 85% of that first impression is based on how we look.
Oh, so true.
What we say is of less importance, or by the time we open our mouths, people have already kind of judged us. Not because we're mean, it's just how the brain works. So think about what is it you're portraying and what is it you're talking about. Make sure that how you show up is in sync with what you are, the message that you have, and your kind of your brand. And of course, it's not something you discover in an afternoon, but it really is worth exploring a little more because it's like a checklist. Everything, all the decisions you make regarding, or every visual decision you make regarding your house, your office, even what car you drive, should be checked off on that list of this is me, these are my values, this is who I am.
Yes.
So Yeah, really, really takes some time because it's really worth spending time in that area. It's going to make everything else. So it's like a funnel, you know, the more you get it boiled down, the easier it's going to be.
Yes, yes, I love it. I love it. Let me see how we're doing on the comments over here. We're looking good. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about you've got a special treat for us today. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So this treat is for the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys, but if you have any questions, reach out, and I'm sure I can help you too.
Sure.
One of the biggest aha moments that I see with clients, and one of the ways they go, huh, is learning about their body shape and how to dress that shape. Because it's not one shape fits all. We all are going to be one of 5 body shapes as a woman. Men is just one of 4. And by dressing according to your body shape, it changes everything. It just makes, you can visually lose pounds like that, just because you're highlighting in the right areas. So, and I think this is something we should learn in school, or it should be like a birthright that it comes with the instruction manual, I think.
Yes.
Instead of just having it, you know, a knowledge for a few, I made this body guide chart, or body shape guide, with the 5 shapes, and then how you kind of identify your shape, and what you should be doing and what you should avoid. And I know this is really where a lot of my clients get a big relief, just knowing all of a sudden why certain things don't work. And that's when you can really take that big chunk out of your closet and go, bye-bye, that was not for me, that's for someone else.
Yes.
There's no right or wrong. It's just knowing your shape and knowing how to make the best of it.
Yes, I love it. Love it. Kat says that is great insight. What you're saying is in sync with what you're portraying and how you show up. Were you about to say something else about your chart?
I'm giving this away for free to anyone who wants it, because I think every woman should know this.
Yes.
So this link where you can download this PDF.
Yes. I'm going to
questions, feel free to reach out to me too.
Yes, yes. And I'm going to share the link to that PDF that you're giving everyone. And I'm going to share my screen and show them a little bit more info about you. Before we start wrapping this up, I do want to talk about mindset. I'm sure you've seen so many people change. I think when we go to buy new clothes, that's like when they call it retail therapy. Yes, purchasing does give you a little bit of high, but when you have new clothes or different clothes, it does boost your energy. It boosts your mindset. So what have you seen on your end with working with clients? How has it helped their mindset?
I mean, it is really huge, and very often small tweaks make the biggest impact. It's not about complete makeover. It's about just tweaking to making it where it's definitely doable, and all of a sudden it kind of something clicks within them. I've also been doing makeup for years, and I see just getting the right makeup or lipstick shade on someone is just, you know, give a woman the right lipstick and she can take over the world.
That's right.
We are, and happiness, you say, comes from the inside, and it's, yes, you got to work on the inside, but we are a visual society, and so many of the cues of how we see ourselves and how we portray ourselves to others is all visual. So it really is important that when you feel happy about yourself, when you're showing up with confidence, it makes all the difference in how you approach life in general. And there's been studies shown, it's called the enclothed it's a study that was done at a university. And one group did a test. They were only allowed to wear sweatpants, no makeup. The other group, exact same test, but they were allowed to put on makeup and dress up. The group that dressed up performed so much better than the sweatpant group.
Wow.
So it's almost like stepping into a role or stepping
Mhm.
into your alter ego when you feel great about how you look.
Yeah, I believe that. Gosh, this is so wonderful. You're giving such great actionable tips that are very practical that we all can start putting together immediately. Deborah says, small tweaks make the biggest impact. Someone doing my makeup would be amazing. That's awesome. Lori says, retail therapy has definitely changed with dressing rooms closed. Buying and bringing home actually gives you a better chance to try on and not impulse buy. Yeah, very true. Yes, I love it. Well, I'm going to now share my screen and show everyone this awesome PDF. I'm going to stop my video for a second. All right. So thank you so much, Kristina. For those of you who are watching, this is Kristina's contact information. This is the PDF. And here is the link, but not to worry, I'm going to type that link into this go live right here. And also throughout this whole summer, everyone who's been a guest on Over 40 Living Epic Lives, we're going to have all their contact information and all their giveaways on this right here. So you can go to CherylBroughton.com/guest. And you can also go to this link right here that I am about to share. And also, I wanted to mention that I have a free gratitude meditation that I'm offering to everyone. So feel free to go to my website at CherylBroughton.com. It's brand new. And go there, sign up, and you'll get my free meditation. So let me exit here. So thank you. Come back on camera here. All right, so thank you so much, Kristina. We really appreciate you being here. You have been a wealth of knowledge and so much fun. And I love that we both wore a print of some nature, of some animal, and we didn't even plan that.
Right?
That's right. Well, are there any last words of wisdom that you would like to share with our viewers?
I mean, just try things out. Don't be scared of trying things out. If you feel a little itch like, oh, I'd love to try on palazzo pants, go for it. Try it on. Why not? Life's too short.
That's right. That's right. I love it. That could be like a tagline. Try on the pants. All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here today. We truly, truly appreciate you. And remember, everyone, it's never too late to have your epic encore. We'll see you next time. We'll have another speaker next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.